Hey, Tuesday schoolers. It's Mr. Tim here. I'm actually with my kids. This is Elijah and this is Gwen. Gwen used to be in Tuesday school a few years ago. She was one of the students there. Do you miss it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she does. She tells me all the time, especially when we do fun things like the bike ride that we tried doing or the water slide. She's always telling me how she wishes she could be back at Tuesday school.
Mm-hmm.
But they're here with me because I'm at home again one more week. And so we're going to be doing our lesson this week. And I've got them and they're going to help me with, okay? So say hi, Elijah. And say hi, Gwen. And why don't you guys say hi to everyone?
Hi.
All right, awesome. Well, we're going to go on with our story. Last week, if you remember, we were talking about a guy named Saul and how Saul was a guy who was arresting a lot of people and sending them to jail for believing in Jesus. And he was on his way to go do this, and he had a bright light hit him, and that bright light made him blind. And he heard a voice, and it was Jesus saying, "Why are you punishing me?" And Saul goes and he listens to Jesus and Jesus, and they send a guy named Ananias to go and help Saul regain his sight and be able to see again. And you guys made those awesome masks. It's been awesome seeing your guys' masks come into me. Your moms and dads have been sending pictures. You guys did awesome. You guys are great. And so that was last week's lesson. Well, this week's lesson is staying with that same guy, Saul. But once he becomes a Christian and follows Jesus, he goes by a different name. He renames himself, and he goes by Paul now. So it was Saul, now it's Paul. And Paul goes around and he starts telling people all over about Jesus. And you know what? At the end of his life, he's sitting down, he realizes he can't go visit all these people. So what he does is he starts sending them letters. And today we're going to talk about him sending all of his friends letters. And then as a craft, we're going to have you guys make letters that you can send to your grandmas or grandpas, or maybe to your aunts and uncles, or you can even send one to me. It'd be awesome. Just anyone of you want to write a letter to, you can write that letter and we'll tell you guys how to do that, and then you can go and send that, okay? So awesome. We will see you soon. Hey, Tuesday schoolers. Today we're going to tell you the story of Paul, and we're going to use Freddie and his friends. Freddie is going to be our Paul. Paul was a man who shared Jesus with everyone he could, and he went all over just to tell people about Jesus and that Jesus loves them. Here you see Paul talking to a group of his friends. He's telling them all about Jesus. Later in life, though, Paul found himself alone. You see, some people didn't like that he was talking about Jesus, and they had him arrested, and he was in jail. And so instead of being able to share like he was with Jesus, he had to come up with a new way. And so Paul started writing letters. And as he wrote these letters, he would send them to the different churches where all of these friends of Paul would read them and know about Jesus and know everything going on with Paul. Paul would write these letters to different churches such as the church of Ephesus, or the church of Philippi, or the church in Corinth. And you can find these letters in the New Testament, and these are different books that we have in our Bible. What we can learn from Paul is that it doesn't matter where you are or who you're around, you can always tell others about God. You can do this by something as little as writing a letter. Maybe you can draw a picture. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take out a paper and some crayons, and you can go and you can write or draw a picture, write a letter or draw a picture, and we can send that to some of our friends just like Paul did. And so you can write a story, or maybe you want to draw a picture of Jesus, and you can draw that and then have your mommies and daddies go and take that letter and send it to different people that you want them to tell about Jesus. And that will be our craft for today. Hey kids, this week's memory verse comes from Ephesians. It's one of the letters that Paul wrote. And we're going to look in chapter 4, verses 32. In this section, Paul says to be kind to one another, showing love and forgiveness, just as Jesus forgave you. And so let's try that together. It says, be kind to everyone, show love and forgiveness, just as Jesus forgave you. And that's a really cool verse because it's telling us that we need to be kind to each other, that we need to show them love, and when they do something that doesn't make us happy, that we need to be willing to forgive them and tell them it's okay. Because that's how Jesus is with us. When Jesus forgave us for things we've done. And so we want to go and remember that, okay? So be kind, show love, forgive, just as Jesus forgave. Ephesians 4:32.